welcome back to my channel. My name is Evelyn. Today I will be doing a story time of me being how I found out I was pregnant and how my pregnancy went and stuff like that. And I will be getting ready with you, so it's a get ready with me and a story time. So first I put this on my face. I seen videos on it and some people do like it and some people don't like it, but I personally I like it. I like how it makes my face feel. So that's what I start off with. This is honestly my bare face. You see, I don't have acne, but I have some scars. But for my scars, I put on conchanaka. Is this, and it works amazing. So yeah, so okay. Guys, I'm not good at makeup, but I try. So don't judge me, okay? But you know. Okay, so I'm ready. So when I found out I was pregnant, it was October 26, 2020. Yeah, I have she's now 2 months. She turned 2 months yesterday on July 24th. But yeah, so I found out I was in the restroom in the shower with my boyfriend. I have taken multiple pregnancy tests before, but you know, this one was a little bit weird because he was like, babe, go get a pregnancy test. And I was like, for what if it's gonna come out negative? You know, since I've taken multiple pregnancy tests, and they all came negative. So I was just like, there's no point of wasting a pregnancy test. And so he was just like, nah, go get a pregnancy test and take it. So, you know, I did it. I came to the room because we were in the shower. So I got out of the shower. I came and got a pregnancy test that I've had. And I took the pregnancy test. And then I got back in the shower because, mind you, we were not done showering. So I got back into the shower. And then a few minutes later, he's like, okay, babe, check the pregnancy test. And I was nervous, but I was just like, there's nothing to be nervous about because it's gonna be negative, you know. But then I check it and then it's freaking positive. And I was like, yo, what? I was in shock. Honestly, I was so shocked. I had a few tears come out, but that was about it. I just, you know, I got back into the shower, but I was still shocked. And so then he was like, he was shocked too. He didn't say anything to me, honestly. And so, you know, we were both shocked. And then I was just like, what the heck? What am I going to tell? Like, how are we going to tell your parents and all this other stuff? Because we do live in his parents' house. So, yeah, I didn't know what to tell his mom or his dad. And I didn't want to tell them right away, you know, because it's like, yo, I just found out. I needed to sink in. But no, he was like, okay, we're going to go tell them. And I was like, okay. And so we went to his mom's room. It was his mom was in there by herself. And he was like, Mom, I have to tell you. Well, he was like, we have to tell you something. Mind you, he was the one who wanted to tell them so bad, but he made me technically tell them because he was like, didn't know how to tell his mom, and he was like just quiet. And we're just sitting there, and I was just like, okay, it's getting a little bit, you know, weird since we're just here and you're not saying anything and stuff like that. And so he was like, I was like, bro, tell her. And he was like, no, you tell her. And I was just like, no, I didn't want to tell them in the first place. And so I was just like, you know what, fuck it. And then I told her I'm pregnant. And she's like, no, you're not. I was like, yes, I am. And I showed her the pregnancy test. And sorry, I had to get my concealer. So I showed her the pregnancy test and she was in shock as well. And so, you know, yeah, that's how she was in shock. And then she was like, tell Nayeli. Nayeli's his older sister. And I was just like, fuck. But when we told her, we acted like I was breaking up with him because we argued too much. We made something up. But yeah, so we called her in his mom's room. So we were there, and she came and she was like, "What happened?" And we're like, me and him just started like make up some random ass shit to make her believe that we're breaking up. And then he, I don't know if it was him or his mom who gave her the pregnancy test, and she was also shocked. Yep, everybody was shocked. So that's how she found out. And his dad, I honestly don't remember how we told his dad. I think I just told him that I'm pregnant, I think. And he didn't believe it, but yeah. He didn't have like a reaction, like none of that. But that's how we told his parents. And ever since that day we let it sink in. Everybody synced it in at the same time, I guess, because he didn't even let me sink it in before telling his parents. How did I tell my mom? I think I just told her because my mom does not live here in Georgia. Oops. My mom does not live where I live. She lives in another state. So I had to tell her over the phone. And they were happy. Everybody was technically happy. My dad, he lives in Mexico, so I told him over the phone as well. I told him I had called him one day and I was like, I'm gonna tell you this before somebody else tells you and you get mad or whatever. But my dad, he never gets mad at me because I'm his only child. So yeah, so then I told my dad, I was like, I'm pregnant. And then he was like, what? Yep. I told him I'm pregnant. And I told him he's going to be a grandpa. Yay. Mind you, I made my parents grandparents at a very young age. My mom is 35, I believe. And my dad is like 39. I don't even know how my own parents' age. I know it's sad, guys. But, you could barely know my age. So yeah, so that's how I told them. Then I went to my first doctor's appointment. They confirmed my pregnancy. And I was just like, yikes. But with all this COVID stuff, it really sucks because, my boyfriend couldn't go in there with me to get like an ultrasound. And so that was just like the bad thing, the boring part, the lame part. So I took that pregnancy test. I would go to my doctors. At the office that I work, I kept it a secret for like from everybody for the longest time. And then months started to show. I will try to upload some pictures of like my first belly, how I looked. I did have a gender reveal. Everybody thought that I was gonna have a boy for some reason. Everybody was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a boy, it's gonna be a boy. And me, like, I just kept telling them, okay, keep saying it's gonna be a boy so it can end up being a girl. It's like a thing. I don't know what Mexican people say, but like, if you apparently say the opposite gender, if you say what you want, you're gonna get the opposite gender. So I was just like, okay, keep saying it's a boy. I was fine with it. Everybody kept saying it's a boy, so I was just like, yes, it's gonna be a girl. And then the day of my gender reveal, I will upload my gender reveal. I will show a video of it at the end of it. So the gender reveal was January 21st on my boyfriend's birthday. We decided to do the gender reveal, so we did the gender reveal. We found out it was a girl. I was happy. You're gonna see the video. I don't know my boyfriend's reaction. He really didn't have a reaction. I guess he was in shock since he thought he was gonna get a boy, but it was a girl. And then after that, months passed. I think I had the best pregnancy. A lot of people say, oh, you're so lucky, you're so lucky. My pregnancy was so bad. I didn't even feel like I was pregnant. I just felt my stomach growing, if I'm honest with y'all. Like my stomach was just growing and growing. That's all I felt, because I did not have no morning sickness. I didn't have none of that. I I technically, literally, like I said, I felt normal as I was, as I would always feel. But yeah, okay, guys, I'll be back. I'm gonna put on my eyelashes. I'll be back, okay? The struggle is real. Sheesh. Flatten it. One more lash, and I do use the duo glue. The eyelashes, they're they're no brand, no special brand. Head ass. Damn it, it's like getting unsticky from the front. I gotta fix it. Okay, that's gonna be good for today, for right now. Nothing special. But it's so annoying. But yeah, so that's how I found out the gender reveal was on his birthday. Where was I? And then I was due June 27th, 2021. That's when I was due. But on June 23rd, I had a doctor's appointment, and they're like, you have high blood pressure, so you have to go to the hospital now. So I just came to the house, I grabbed my stuff. Well, I didn't even have anything packed, if I'm honest. I didn't have anything packed, so I had to pack really quick. And then I went to the hospital. Um, at the hospital, and when I was on my way to the hospital, I was getting like back pain, and I was just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You know, I started to get nervous because I was gonna go to the hospital. I got to the hospital. They put me in my room, and then my boyfriend was like, are we gonna leave here, or I don't know if he asked or the nurse was like, you're not leaving here without a baby. And it was like, you know, that hit us more. So I did have to get induced. I got induced. And when I got induced. When you get induced, you have to drink pills, like 4 pills, but not at the same time. It's like 1 pill every 4 hours, I think it was. So every time the nurse would come and give me my pill, I would drink it. Like, I was not even getting contractions. Like, the pill made me get contractions, but my body, like, I wasn't feeling them. The machine was like saying that I'm getting a contraction. Like, the nurse was in the room when I was getting one contraction, and she's like, do you feel that? I was like, nope. She's like, well, you're getting a contraction. I was like, oh, okay, that's easy. I don't feel anything. And so every 4 hours I would get another pill. I did start to feel afterwards like the contractions, but there's nothing like, they were not to die for, like to cry, or it was nothing big for me, you know. I don't know, for some people it is painful. For me, it was not painful. And I did not get an epidural. I went in there saying that I was not gonna get an epidural. I was gonna go natural, and I did it. I went natural all the way. Shit. And so then it was, I went to sleep for a while, mind you guys. Yeah, I did not get an epidural. I was able to go to sleep for a while. But I don't know at what time it was that I was asleep. My boyfriend was asleep as well, and I just screamed at him. I was like, babe, my water broke. And that felt disgusting. Laying down when your water breaks, that's the worst feeling. I think that was the worst. But yeah, so he was like, what do I do? What do I do? And I was like, call the nurse. He called the nurse. The nurse came in, and he was like, yep, she was like, yep, your water broke. So we know that point, I just had to wait for this little girl to come out. But at the end, you know, since I did get induced, I did start to feel like the last 5 contractions. That's when I really started to feel contractions. So at the last one, I was like, I have to push, and the nurse, because the doctor didn't even make it in the room. There was no doctor to deliver my baby. It was all nurses. So they were like, the nurses were like, okay, push. So then I pushed, and then my baby girl came out. She came out in less than 10 minutes, guys. I did not have to push for more than 10 minutes, and my baby was out. It did hurt, but when you know how they put your baby in your chest, when they put her on my chest, like, the whole pain was gone. Like, I did not feel no more pain. I felt good. I had my baby. So that's what happened after that. My baby was born June 24 at 9:11 in the morning. And then after my baby was born, I had to use the restroom. I was just like done pushing. I had to use the restroom. So the nurses, one of the nurses helped me to the restroom. I was using the restroom. I was done using the restroom, and I was standing up, ready to go back to the bed, but I had to wait on the nurse. And so I was waiting on the nurse, and then the nurse asked me, she's like, how do you feel? I was like, I feel weak. And she was like, you feel weak? I was like, yes, I feel weak. And that's all I remember saying to her, because I passed out when I was in the restroom. So, you know, she caught me before, like, I fell on, like, the floor. She caught me, so I didn't get hurt or anything, thanks to her. But my she was on the floor with me. She couldn't handle my weight. I was apparently too heavy. And so my boyfriend, he was in the room. He was on FaceTime with his mom, showing him the baby and everything. And he said that he felt like something was wrong. So he hung up on his mom and he went into the restroom. And the nurse was like, he saw that the nurse was on the floor with me. And he was like, just like scared, because he didn't know what the hell was going on with me. And so that happened. And then the nurse, like, because in the restrooms, they have this little string on the wall, and you pull it like just in case of an emergency or something. And she was not able to reach it. So when he came to the restroom, the nurse was like, pull the string, pull the string. So he pulled the string, and then the nurse was like, there's an emergency. And I forgot what room I was in, but she said the room number. So a lot of nurses came into the room, and one of the nurses, like, she was sat in front of me, and she had this little white thing, like, you have to bend it, like if it was a glow stick, but when you bend it, it releases a nasty ass smell. Like, that shit was horrible, and it was so strong. And she had that shit in my face, and I remember, like, telling her, get it away from me, and stuff like that. And they were also asking me questions like, do you know where you're at, and all this other stuff. And I was like, yeah, I know where I'm at. I'm in the hospital. I just had my baby. So I did not lose, like, conscious or none of that. I knew everything, like, where I was at the time and stuff like that. And so that happened. And then they had gotten a wheelchair, and it was like, mind you, it was like 10 nurses. So they had gotten a wheelchair for me, and they were gonna put me in the wheelchair. So they were counting, like, they counted to 3, and when they said 3, they, like, lifted me up. But at the same time they were trying to lift me up, I passed out again. And apparently, like, my boyfriend, he said that my eyes were rolling back and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh gosh. I was just like, damn. I do remember, like, I don't remember me collapsing or none of that, but I do remember me coming back. Like, I remember me coming back, and I was just like, the heck? Like, what happened to me? Like, So that happened, and then they started to ask me questions again. And the thing is, I had high blood pressure going into the hospital. So they had to give me some medicine, like, through my IV and stuff like that. So when they were giving me the medicine, that medicine was so strong. It was so horrible. I did not like it at all. So they gave me medicine, and I was like, do y'all know why I passed out? Because at first they thought I was having a seizure, which I wasn't, because they were like, yeah, it's not a seizure since she knows what's happening and stuff like that. So they were like, I think it's that they were overdosing me with the medicine that they were giving me for my high blood pressure. Mind you guys, I am 5 feet tall. Yes, I'm short. My boyfriend is 6 feet. So they were like, and he weighs way more than me. I weighed 130 going into labor. And so they were like, yeah, we're giving you too much medicine. We're giving you what your boyfriend's body can take. So they were literally overdosing me with the medicine. So that's why they think that I passed out. But I'm better now. I'm home. I am 2 months postpartum. I am loving my body. Like, I didn't wear no faja, none of that. And my body went back to normal by itself. Yeah, so that's my story. What else? I'm home now with my 2-month-old baby. She is growing. Her name is Nevaeh. She's a Cancer, just like her mommy. So that's my story time, guys. Sorry if I'm all over the place. This is my first video, and I will be getting better at it. But this is the final look of my makeup. I have to get dressed. I am in a raggedy shirt, because I don't want to get my clothes dirty. But that'll be it for today, guys. Thank you so much. See y'all next time.